Well, this is cool. We got some more mail showed up today. It's pretty awesome. It says "Baby and Me, Tiny House on Wheels." It's an envelope, but it's fairly thick. It feels like it's got stuff in it. Yeah, and I can't quite make out the postal thing at the bottom, but I almost say it's from Quesnel, BC, but I'm not sure. Somewhere in BC. Anyway, let's see what we got. Just when you want them the most. Oh, this is really stuck on here. There we go. There we go. Okay, this is interesting. Whoops. There's a quarter in there. Oh my, this is interesting. Okay, this is falling out of here too. There's some quarters falling out of here. This is interesting. This is getting very interesting. So I'm thinking this is stuffer and filler here, this paper. Crazy, watch it, baby. And this as well. Although it's an awesome looking cartoon anyway. So there is more stuff here. More stuff here. Anyway. Wow, there's a long letter here. A long letter here. Yeah, this is a very long letter. I'm not going to read the whole thing at all. Oh, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyway, very interesting letter. Lots of cool stuff there. Not going to read the whole thing. It's, I don't know. I don't know. There's some more paper here. A&W coupons. Coupons for A&W. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Actually, A&W is one of my few places I would ever go because they're Canadian and they're good food. Yeah, that's cool. They got some coupons for A&W. That's fantastic. I would go there. And this is interesting stuff here about Barkerville. I've been to Barkerville. I was in Barkerville. 1960 something. I think I was 6 or 7 years old. That was like 60 years ago. That was one and only time I was in Barkerville. But it looks like a bookmark. It says Barkerville and everything. But there's more notes on here, which, it's just, there's a little drawing of a little tiny house in Caribou Land. And I believe they're referring to their own little place out there somewhere. That's cool. Interesting stuff. I think a lot of that might be a little more personal than something to do publicly, but it's really cool. But anyway, here's a card, and the card says thanks, and inside says merci beaucoup. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll read that to myself later. That's an interesting card. But anyway, the main thing was I don't know what this was for. There's $2 in here. I think that's quite cute and interesting. But there's a subway card here. They've sent me a subway card. That was the main point, was send me a subway card. But there's all this letter and card and everything came as a bonus there, and some coins as well. That's actually quite fascinating, and it was buffered with all these newspaper things. I think even the A&W things was a buffering point too, but I'm not sure. But that was obviously from one of my subscribers, and I'm not yet sure if I have. I guess I can say that it was Blue Earthling Extraterrestrial. That's who they go by, and that was fantastic. That is really, well, this is really interesting. Really interesting. And that's who the subscriber was and who sent this to me. That was great. This is definitely really, really appreciated. Obviously, the Subway cards is definitely appreciated. Everyone knows how much I love Subway. But this whole thing is great, and this letter is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a all personal thing here. And yeah, it's fascinating because I've been up in that area like a long, long time ago, but I've been through that area quite a number of times in my life. But I've been to Barkerville once, and been through Cornell quite a few times. This is fantastic. Anyway, it's fantastic. Thank you very much, Blue Extraterrestrial. This is just fantastic. I love it. I just love it, and I'll make very good use of this. I might even use the A&W coupons. I'm not sure yet. You know, I'm still eating healthy. Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. You actually just made my day. As you know, things have not been going the greatest right away recently, but that just kind of made my day. That's cool. I'm gonna get down and read this thing right away as soon as I turn this camera off. And hopefully no interruptions with Little Miss Muffins. Isn't she adorable? Isn't she adorable? Okay, ciao for now. Yeah, so that was yesterday. So I just went over everything in that mail that I received, and yeah, it's okay. I was just wondering if I could let everyone know who it was, and I'm sure it's fine. They have a YouTube channel, so anyway, yeah, this was a really cool package I got. Really cool, and none of this was actually filler or anything. It was all kind of done on purpose. There's like a special cartoon there. I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you. And here's a picture search thing, kind of thing. And then the A&W coupons. That's definitely on purpose. That's cool. But the main thing of the deal was they sent me a Subway card. They know me well. They sent me a Subway card. They have been listening. So there you go. Now I just wanted to share a little bit of this stuff with you. They sent me a card. They've seen that really cool card. It says thanks, and then merci bouquets as in flower bouquet. That's rather cute. So that, and yeah, I thought this was really, really interesting and stuff. Some of it I don't mind sharing a bit. Anyway, basically, they've been watching my show from way back in the beginning, and that's the truth. I've seen them hanging around since the beginning, that's for sure, yeah. And they have some things to say here, and they watch virtually everyone out there that we all know well, including Brent's Van Life, and, you know, all of the other people as well, you know, in that whole group and everything. And anyway, their channel is Blue Earthling Extraterrestrial. And that's their main channel, I'm assuming, yep. And they also have 3 other channels, and but basically they're only doing this apparently as a hobby, and for a hobbit me, they say, as a hobby for a hobbit me. That's cool. And anyway, the prime YouTube video, that's what I was looking at, is called mating call of the Eurasian collared dove. And apparently it's got over 16,000 views. But I haven't checked it out yet. I'm going to go check that out pretty soon here, because I think that sounds fascinating. Mating call of the Eurasian collared dove. Anyway, that's from Blue Earthling Extraterrestrial. I've seen them around, like I say, right from the beginning. And now they go on to talk about other things here. And they are in Quesnel. And that's what I thought from the stamp out there. And they mention here 2 Mile Flat in Quesnel, and I know exactly where they're talking about in 2 Mile Flat. Interesting story about Quesnel and everything. And anyway, they go on and talk about things, and then they say, bless the creation of Yeshua and Yahweh. And yep, I totally agree with that. Totally. I'll just leave it at that, but I totally agree with that. Totally. And they mentioned the subway card, and thank you very much. Blue Extraterrestrial, Blue Earthling Extraterrestrial. Thank you so much for the subway card. I'm going to make good use of that. And yeah, then they go on and say good health to me and everything like that. And then they make a pun about the girls here. It's Baby and Snowflake. It's like, isn't that the name? Baby and Snowflake? She kind of looks like a snowflake, doesn't she? She's a little more of a snowflake than an angel, if you know her well. Anyway, this was really cool. That's Blue Earthling Extraterrestrial. That's from them. Anyway, the thing about Quesnel is, I've been, years and years back, I was up in Smithers. Anyone that knows the area up there knows this all well. I was up in Smithers when I was a late teenager, and then I lived in Prince George, and I'd been through Quesnel, back and forth through Quesnel, or visiting Quesnel hundreds and hundreds of times, yeah. But driving from Smithers, Prince George, back down to Vancouver and back and forth in the whole trip, gone through Quesnel hundreds and hundreds of times. Yeah, one of my earliest times was, I'm not sure if I was 10 or 12, it's somewhere in there. But that was when I went to Barkerville for the first and only time. And that's what this bookmark is about. It's about Barkerville. It's the historic, genuine gold rush town in BC by Quesnel. And it's a great, wonderful place. And from this picture, it looks like there's still got the exact same thing going from when I was back there in 1965 or something, 65 or 67, way back then. It looks exactly like it did in the 1800s, the early 1800s. And it's an actual fantastic place to visit. It takes you right back in time. It's really amazing. And I haven't been there since the 60s, but I've been through Quesnel many times, back and forth, up and down. And also on the back here, they've got this is my tiny home in Caribou Land, and he's got a little drawing of a little cabin, log cabin, with the smokestack coming out for chimney for the wood stove, a little tiny porch on the front. I don't know if you could actually see this if I put it up there easily, but it also gives the dimensions, which is 10 foot by 10 foot by 16 foot, I'm assuming long, 16 foot long by 10 by 10. And that's not a hell of a lot bigger than this here too. So that's a tiny little place. And that's apparently what they live in. I'm assuming possibly either off grid or just in the country somewhere. But yeah, I've been up and down through Quesnel many times. There was when I was living in Prince George, it was virtually every weekend. We were young then, in our 20s and stuff. And every weekend we just would go to either Vanderhoof to go party with friends, or we'd go down to Quesnel and party with friends. So it was back and forth every weekend. And so I spent a lot of time in Quesnel, yeah. So that's fantastic. So anyway, that's I just thought anyone out there might find that fascinating, about the information here and the connection and all that. And yeah. So Blue Earthling Extraterrestrial. So you can go check them out online, and I thank you so much for the gift, my friend Peter. Anyway, thank you so much, and I'm gonna enjoy that subway card for sure, and I really enjoyed catching up with old memories of many younger days, way back in sort of north middle BC kind of thing area. So yeah, that was fun taking a trip back in time. Very much fun. So anyway, thank you very much, and I hope everyone else enjoyed the little story. And we're gonna enjoy playing with our toys and stuff a little more here, and find something else to do. Okay, ciao for now.